Hello everyone, Julian here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. I can't believe that it is already more than a week into September. And as I said in my last video, I have been a bit MIA from BookTube and all of my bookish stuff. And that is slowly changing as we get more settled. And I've definitely been missing the book and reading community, but I have spent the last almost 2 months now just really focusing on big life changes. So I haven't had the time to read and film videos. So I know that there is a lot to catch up on, and I wanted to start today by sharing some of the books that I've purchased and received in the last few weeks, and then I will let you know what I have coming up so that you will know what to expect from Bookworm Adventure Girl, the videos, and also the content. Plus, if you are interested in joining in a group read, there will be an opportunity for that too. So stick around until the end for more information and details for that. So today I have 5 books to talk about, and first I'm going to start with a memoir that I'm really looking forward to sitting down and devouring, because I know that that's exactly what I will do. Stories to Tell is by Richard Marx, who is a singer, songwriter, and musician that I have been following since the 80s. If you don't already know who he is, you most likely have heard his music because he writes and works with so many other artists in various musical genres. His most, I would say, popular, famous song is probably still Right Here Waiting from the late 1980s, but the guy has so many amazing hits. I have seen him in concert 2 or 3 times, and his shows are great. Plus he has a great sense of humor. So my copy of the memoir is a signed copy, and it has a certificate of authenticity. So that's cool if you like that sort of thing. I'm mostly interested in learning more about the music business and songwriting from Richard Marx's perspective. And I'm hoping to start this, I would say, in the next day or so, just to kind of help me get back into reading. So since we're talking about memoirs, I think maybe I will mention another memoir. Actually, I think it's an autobiography that has been on my radar, and I really want to read it. And I was just thinking about it while I was talking about this memoir. So the autobiography that I really want to read and is high on my wish list, I think it published earlier this month, or maybe even in August. I don't have a copy of it yet, but I will put a picture of it up. And it is called All In by Billie Jean King, who is the famous tennis player. And I not only want to learn more about her infamous tennis career and her famous battle with Bobby Riggs, but I'm really interested in her perspective on the women's movement, civil rights movement, and the LGBTQIA2S+ rights movement. She is very active and an activist for all of those things. And although I haven't hauled that yet, it will be one that I purchase soon, so I thought I would mention it. So next in the pile is a thriller from ECW Press and from author Helen Walsh. And I actually received 2 copies of this book. One is an ARC, and the other is a signed edition by the author. And I was actually also sent a really cool t-shirt. I'll have to wear that in one of my next videos. It's such a great t-shirt, and every time that I've worn it, someone that I am assuming is a reader makes a comment about it because they get it. So I will make sure that I make a note to myself to show that shirt the next time that I do a video. So the back blurb says this: when Jane's partner goes missing, she needs to find out if he's in danger, while also contending with the politics of a large international film festival. Hollywood power brokers, Russian oil speculators, Chinese propagandists, and a board chair who seemingly has it out for her. Jane has been appointed interim director of the worldwide Toronto Film Festival after her boss has been removed for sexual harassment. Knives are out all around her, as factions within the community want to see her fail. At the same time, her partner, a fund manager, has disappeared, and strange women appear, uttering threats about misused funds. Yet, the show must go on. As Jane struggles to juggle all the balls she's been handed and survive in one piece, she discovers unlikely allies and finds that she's stronger than she thinks. So I'm just learning about the author Helen Walsh, who lives in Toronto now, but it sounds like she might be using some biographical experiences and information for her main character, because Walsh worked as a film and digital media producer in LA and New York. So I will keep you posted on how this one goes. Next up is a book from Republic of Consciousness, and it's published by Charco Press. Occupation is by Brazilian author Julian Fuks and translated from the Portuguese by Daniel Hahn. So although the information sent to me says that you can read this book entirely on its own, it is considered sort of a sequel in a way to Julian Fuchs's book Resistance, which was published in 2017. And I haven't read the earlier book, so I'm not sure if I will read it first before moving on to this one. But I think I'll probably just start here. So I think it's considered a sequel mainly because it has the same main character. So the blurb on the back says this: after his celebrated and award-winning English language debut Resistance, Julian Fuks returns to his alter ego Sebastian in a novel that moves between his father's struggle with life-threatening illness, his wife's pregnancy, and a series of encounters with migrants occupying an abandoned tower block in Sao Paulo. With these raw materials, the end of one life, the beginning of a new one, and the uncertainties of life in exile, Fuks asks what it means to occupy a body, and what happens when a body no longer has a place in the world. So the themes of the book are definitely of interest to me. And then the next book is from Weatherglass Books, and this is a small press that I've mentioned a few times a while back when they were publishing their first title, Cold New Climate. And now I want to introduce you to their second title, which is called The Angels of L19 by Jonathan Walker. So the blurb on this one sounds really intriguing. It says this: Liverpool, 1984. The teenagers at Garston Chapel are the same as the rest of us. The Smiths, U2, crushes, football, mates, the grimy low-down politics of the Thatcher era casting deep shadows in this proud and broken city. But the kids have got other things on their minds. Jesus Christ our Lord, for one. Almost normal kids then. But Robert isn't at all normal, because Robert is visited by angels. If that's what they are. He can't tell a soul about his secret. All anyone can see is his strange behavior as he desperately seeks to understand what they mean and what they want from him. As Robert's two worlds merge, the real and the visionary intersect with increasing intensity, and what is being asked of him becomes terrifyingly clear. The Angels of L19 is a moving and entirely original story of young lives at the confluence of faith and doubt, angels and demons, life and death, and where redemption is possible, even for those we think might be lost forever. So I know I said that I have 5 books to talk about, and that should be it. But since I spontaneously put in the Autobiography by Billie Jean King, I do have one final book to talk about. So I was invited by Simon & Schuster Canada to read The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman. They know that I have read several of Hoffman's books, including most recently Magic Lessons, which is the prequel to the Practical Magic series. So The Book of Magic is the final book in the series, and it will be published on October the 5th. So for fans of Alice Hoffman, and in particular for fans of the Practical Magic series, this is something to look forward to. The novel sounds magical, and it begins in a library, so there really can't be anything bad about that. And here's a blurb of what it is about. When beloved Aunt Jet Owens hears the Death Watch beetle and knows she has only 7 days to live, Jet is not the only one in danger. The curse is already at work. A frantic attempt to save a young man's life spurs 3 generations of the Owens women and one long-lost brother to use their unusual gifts to break the curse as they travel from Paris to London to the English countryside, where their ancestor Maria Owens first practiced the unnamed art. The younger generation discovers secrets that have been hidden from them in matters of both magic and love by Sally, their fiercely protective mother. As Kylie Owens uncovers the truth about who she is and what her own dark powers are, her Aunt Franny comes to understand that she is ready to sacrifice everything for her family. And Sally Owens realizes that she is willing to give up everything for love. So this sounds to me like the conclusion will kind of bring all of the novels together and all of the characters together. And I think that Alice Hoffman will probably do this in a beautiful way that will leave us with a really good feeling. So that's some of the books that are hanging around here, but as we know, I still have a lot of catching up to do. One of the reasons that is so difficult right now is because my library hasn't even begun to be sorted. I still don't have bookshelves, and all of my books are still in the 80 plus boxes of books that we use to move them here. So as I begin unpacking and finding the books that I want and need in order to get caught up, I will slowly but surely be getting back to the Mondays with Margaret series. I have several books that authors I know they're waiting very patiently for reviews. So I am hoping to get to all of those as soon as possible. Also, this morning, the long list was announced for the Scotiabank Giller Prize, which if you watch my channel, you know that I love to follow the Giller. So one of my next videos, maybe even my next video, will be my reaction to the long list, and I will try and predict the short list. And then also for those of you who have been watching for a while, I did a top 10 books of 2021 so far at the end of, I think it was April, and the list came from the books that I read in the first 4 months. So another 4 months have already gone by in 2021. So I will be doing another top 10 books from the books I read in May, June, July, and August. And I'm hoping that this one will be a little bit easier to come up with those top 10, since I read 0 books in August and only 3 or 4 in July. And then if you're interested, and I do know that some of you are, you've already let me know that you are, in being part of a reading group to read the Thomas Cromwell series, or actually it's a trilogy, by Hilary Mantel. We'll be reading that together, so please let me know, because I would like to start reading the first book, Wolf Hall, in October. All 3 books are massive, so once we have a group together, we can meet and decide what works best for the group in terms of how long we take to read each book and how often we check in for discussion. Thanks again to everyone for your patience as I get myself back on my feet and kind of get back into my reading life. I am loving our new province and the city of Calgary. I've been loving, all of my exploring, and hopefully soon I will also be sharing with you and showing you some of the bookish exploring that I have planned. For now, I will leave you with, I'll show maybe some photos from some of my nature and food adventures at the end of the video. One of my favorite food adventures just happened a couple days ago on Monday when we were in Edmonton, and the waitress asked us to switch tables because there were only 3 of us, but we had ordered too much food and it wouldn't have all fit on our table. So we all got a real kick out of that and we had to switch tables. The food was amazing. So anyway, please let me know in the comments what you've been reading lately, or what you are looking forward to reading, if you've hauled any books that you think I might like. If you want to be part of the Thomas Cromwell reading group, please connect with me. All of my information is in the description box below. And also feel free to let me know if there is anything specific that you would like to see with my upcoming bookish explorations. I have the library and a couple of bookstores planned to check out so far. So thanks again for watching. I look forward to catching up with you in the comments. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to make every day an adventure.